Why doesn't therapy work? Therapy doesn't work because we're not honest with our therapist. Like, don't get me wrong, there's good therapists out there, there's bad therapists out there. Therapy doesn't work because we're not honest with our therapist. I learned how to lie to therapists. I learned to tell therapists that everything was okay. I learned not to tell them what I was truly struggling about. I knew how to play the victim. I didn't know how to be honest with myself, and I didn't know how to be honest with them. And I learned from the best. I learned from my dad. My dad was so good at lying to therapy and therapists that he committed suicide in 2017. I mean, he lied and went to therapy nonstop, but lied to them. I lied to them. I used to think that therapy didn't work. I used to think that therapists sucked. I used to think I was smarter than therapists. I used to think that therapists didn't understand me. Yeah, of course they didn't understand me because I wasn't honest with them. I didn't tell them what was really going on. I looked at going to therapy as more of a burden. Oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And yeah, you have to trust your therapist. You have to find a therapist that you like. And if you don't like your therapist, if you sit down with your therapist and in the first 2 minutes, you're like, I don't really like you, that's okay. You can be honest and stand up and leave. Find a different one. Find one that you sit down and you look at and you go, I kind of like you. I think you maybe will get me. I think maybe we communicate on the same wavelength. I feel okay. And start being honest with them. Know what you want out of therapy. Have some goals. What you're trying to accomplish, what you're going through, man. And seriously, if you're going into therapy and you're like, oh, what if they put me in a psych ward? Or what if who cares if they put you in a psych ward? Who cares if they're not going to tell anyone. There's HIPAA laws around that. But who cares? Because ultimately you have to be selfish, you have to want life, and you have to want to fight back. You want to better. And if you don't, therapy will not help you. Meds won't help you. The best therapist I ever had was the most recent one, and I sat with her, and I cried, and I laughed, and I was honest. And I realized how much in life I played the victim of things, and how much in my life I self-sabotaged things, how much in life I put myself and was responsible of where I put myself in life. And that was an eye-opener. And it was what I needed to hear. It was what I needed to realize. I needed to see the patterns. I needed to understand the patterns. I needed to relive those patterns. And then start learning how to break those patterns, how to find self-worth, how to find self-love, how to find myself, because at a certain point, you finally look in the mirror and you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know who you're looking at. You're looking at a shell of what you thought was you. So therapy isn't going to work if you're not honest. If you feel that you can't just get on your knees in the therapy office and be bawling to your therapist and begging for help and telling him that something's not right up here, that's not the right therapist. Be real and be honest. And that will make a difference. It made a difference for me. And it may not work for everybody, but you know what? I can tell you this, it will make a difference somehow. Know why you're going there, man. Don't go to therapy just to go to therapy because you think it's what you're supposed to do. But you got to be honest with them, man. Tell them about those dark holes. Tell them about what you've been through. Tell them about the nightmares. Tell them about the fight every single day just to make it through the front door. Just to get out of bed sometimes. Tell them about that. And find out and dig in with them and unpack this. Because a lot of it's caused by trauma, a lot of it's caused by experiences, a lot of it can be caused by relationships, so much of it can be caused by so much. But you'll never find out what they are if you're not honest. And that's the whole key with therapy. Therapy is never going to work unless you're honest. And people can tell me that I'm wrong, and people can tell me that therapy is bad and that therapists don't work, whatever. Cool. All I can tell you is this. I fought through dark places a lot. They visited me a few times, but I made it through every single time. And therapy made a difference for me. So if you've ever went to therapy and you weren't honest with your therapist, try it. It might make a difference for you.